Hey, thanks for hitting play on Leanne on Demand today. If I had seen the topic was bureaucracy, I don't know if I would have hit play. So I really appreciate that you're here because bureaucracy is something that I probably hate the most in life, like just things that add burden, add weight to a process or to something that's meaningful. And this all really kicked off today. I had my Achilles checked out at the physio. I had an appointment there and I had a couple of hours between my next meeting. By the way, that Achilles injury, I've been doing everything. I've been, I saw a podiatrist, I've had some heel things, dry needling, massage. I've been doing strength work. It's been slowing me down. I've been doing a lot of walk running instead of actual running. And so I went there today just to get some ultrasound on it, some shockwave therapy, which sounds really dramatic. Anyway, the physio was asking me, hey, Leanne, what are you doing after this appointment? I said, look, I'm going to the transport department. And as soon as I said that, he groaned and I groaned as well. Because if you live in Queensland, and I don't know if this is similar in wherever you're living, a visit to the transport department you're going to be there for some time. But I thought, look, I've got 2 hours between now and the next thing, so I'll give it a go. And I've actually procrastinated going to this because of quite a bureaucratic thing. I've changed business structures. With my car that's in my old business, I have to sell my car to the new business, but it's basically I'm not selling the car. It's just a line item transfer. To facilitate, though, I need to get that done by the transport department in person. I can't do that online. And I have to pay over $1,000 just to transfer it to myself, some stamp duty. So it's not like something that I've been excited about doing. And I have been really quite busy the last couple of weeks. When I mean busy, I just had no real sort of batch of time where I could go there. So I visited today. Ironically, the transport department, you just can't get any parking nearby. It's difficult to get to. And walked there, took my ticket, sat down. The place is absolutely packed. I'm in QF and I'm there for 25 minutes and the ticket for QF, the line has not moved at all. So I'm thinking, all right, well, it was ticket 313. I was ticket 317. That's 4 people times 25 minutes. I don't have time to get back for my next meeting. So I was like, I'm going to call it now and leave. So I drove there. I entered that awful experience and I still haven't got what I needed to get done, which means I'm going to have to attack it another time. And I will definitely check Google Maps to try and find a time where it isn't so busy. So as I was looking around though, I mean, no one loves being in that line. Like I arrived and there were people waiting a lot longer than I was too. They'd kind of set up shop. I looked around at the employees. They're getting frazzled. It's basically just a revolving door of inquiries and no one's loving life in this place. It's like you're in there, it's 2025, but you're in there and you feel like 1980 is called. Why are we not able to do this stuff online? We've got all the technology. It's just no one's really taken the care at a government level to go in and think there's better ways of doing this to meet the needs of our citizens. Now, that's bureaucracy in a nutshell. Just having to transfer paperwork to myself and pay all this money to do so, but not being able to do it in an easy way. There's extra paperwork and process. And a more extreme example of this I found quite funny was watching YouTube the other week, and Elon Musk and Donald Trump were doing an update in the White House. And this, I don't want to get political, but this is really quite funny. What Elon Musk saw as part of his Doge Department of Government Efficiency, like in line of inquiry, he brought to attention there was a limestone mine in Boyers, Pennsylvania, that stores federal government paperwork for retirement. And this facility is about 230 feet underground. It was built in the 1960s and just is used for storing and processing government records. And it processes about 10,000 federal retirement applications per month. And all of these are done manually. It's not done electronically at all. And 700 people work there. Elon argues that instead of working in a mine shaft and carrying manila envelopes to boxes, these employees could be doing more productive work that would contribute more effectively to the US economy. And it was kind of funny. He said that when the elevator breaks down, nobody can retire. It did make me laugh at just, like big systems, big companies, a lot of bureaucracy, government, there's all this stuff that goes on. And I'm sure people are questioning it. I think that's the value of external consultant. The people that are new to businesses, it's definitely just when you're new with those fresh eyes in a business, ask those questions like, why does this happen? And originally this voice note was going to be, I was going to send it to a friend of mine and just vent about my day. But I thought I'd turn this into maybe a bit of a learning opportunity. There's many ways that even if you don't have a title within a business, you can start micro-challenging some of the burdensome processes that are in your organization. I was working for a company a while ago, and in the first 6 months, basically asked to do this report every month, write the monthly report. And so I did that. After 6 months of doing it diligently, getting it in on time, preparing it well, I thought I would never get feedback. It would get sent up to the executive leadership team and just would not hear anything. What I started doing then was just submitting the same report, but not changing the months or anything, not changing anything about the report, just submitting the same report over and over again for 3 months. And after that time, again, no feedback. So I said to my boss, hey, look, this is what I've done. This has been my social experiment. We're not getting any feedback. It just shows me that no one is reading this. Maybe we shouldn't do it anymore. So yes, there's some rebellion in that. Maybe that offends you, but that's one way of just breaking something, is testing it and just seeing if I stop doing this, or if I stop doing it in the way that was requested of me, and maybe linking back to what the purpose is, maybe we don't need to do this at all. And a lot of the time you find that when businesses grow, legacy systems continue, and what are they in service of? So that's one example of just leading from where you are, or rebelling from where you are, or being, I think I like the phrase that Liz Heathwood used in our conversation a couple of weeks ago, just being like an agitator, like just an agitator for change, like a bit of a mosquito. Another thing that I do just in normal life, and maybe this is more non-conformance than it is being anti-bureaucratic, is sometimes, like I was in the coffee shop last year, and I was there for a while just waiting for the lady in front of me to order. She'd ordered her coffee, but she was trying to grab her coffee card in that personal system, where they have all the coffee cards in alphabetical order. And she must have had a name that was very popular because she just could not find her coffee card in that. So I was waiting like 2 or 3 minutes for her to find it, and she found it, she got it stamped, and then she popped it back away under that letter in the filing system. Now, my personal secret is my name's Leanne. There's Lisas of the world. There's other Leannes. There's Leonis. There's Larrys, Lukes, etc. So there's quite a few under L. I just file my card under the letter Z, where there is no one, where it's right at the back. And it's just, again, maybe a bit non-conformance, maybe non-bureaucratic, but it means I'm not playing within the system there. Look, society would absolutely crumble if all of us were non-conforming to everything. But I do think there's things in life where it's okay just to have a bit of fun and not play within the boundaries and just take a little risk every now and then. It speeds up the process. The barista at the cafe likes it. I'm prompt. They're prompt. We're all prompt. And people behind me in line love it too. I think it's an act of community service, to be honest, what I do. And just contrast that with the slow, painful experience of dealing with over-engineered systems and things like that. So I guess the closing thought for you is, what is your equivalent of that limestone mine? Is there something that you just do because it's always been that way? And maybe it's not that extreme. Maybe it's even an example of a report that you do every month or something like that, where you've had some consistency around it. You've been doing it for some years now. Maybe it's time to question the act of doing that. And what would happen if you stopped doing it or changed the way it looked, reinvigorated the format? Would anyone else care? And challenge the assumption that you think they would, because often you find that we don't have little referees on our shoulder looking over everything that we do every day. I dare you to skip the pointless report and remember that we're in 2025 and there might be some better ways of doing things as well. So yeah, back to my Achilles injury, please send lots of recovery vibes. I often think the real injury in organizations and government is red tape. It just slows down all progress. So I'm curious to hear from you. Have you had a bureaucratic experience? I love hearing these, they're quite funny. Have you got around it at all? Feel free to send me a voice note, shoot me a message on any of the socials. I would love to hear more of these examples. Thanks for listening, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.